Oh, I got caught.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good
Hello.
morning. You guys, I am here today with the OG members of the Hypnotic Yarn and Yarnable team. And we're very excited. This is the first time we've had a whole group live thing going on. So if we're a little bit what's going on? That's because we don't know what we're doing and we're just figuring it out. But that's fine. That's why we're here.
That's what we always do.
That's what we do. We figure things out, right?
Yes.
So we are here today to do a live unboxing of the Setember colorway and package and goodies and all the extras for Yarnable. And also to tell you a little bit of the behind the scenes, making of a Yarnable box, because you guys would die laughing if you knew half the things that go on every single month. If you could even just see to either side of us, it's insane, right?
It really is.
It's a disaster.
It's a disaster where so many things are in motion.
Yes.
It's like when you're juggling plates, or no, you don't juggle plates. You spin plates.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You spin plates.
I juggle plates.
Do you? I juggle chainsaws.
Flaming batons.
Yes, exactly. It's like when you have all the spin. Well, I don't spin plates, but when you see performers spinning plates, right? And they're just everywhere. I feel like that's what life is like right now.
Yes.
Even more so than usual.
But it's the prettiest mess ever.
It is a very pretty mess. I will say that. It's yarn everywhere.
Yes.
So I think what we're gonna start with is why don't we show the Setember colorway?
Okay.
The main colorway, and then we'll talk a little bit about the banana pants stuff that went on during the diet.
Did you want to do introductions?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
See, I told you. I don't
Keep
know
us
what
on
I'm
task.
doing. Right.
That's me.
Yes, Kim's really good for keeping us in line. Jess is really good for making me work really hard. I don't like to do either of those
And
things.
Cheryl's just really super creative. So,
Right. I just run around my hair is on fire.
You're the mastermind.
We just
behind
go
it
along for
all.
the ride.
Yeah,
Yes.
right?
It's fun.
Thank God. Thank God you do. All right. So if you guys have been around for a while, then you have met Jess. Jess and I have been together for a long, long time.
A very long
Yes.
time.
Jess has been with me for years, and she does the live make chats that we do semi-regularly. They were kind of regular until things got
It's
a
been
little crazy.
busy.
And then Kim has been with us for over a year now.
Yes.
So she is in the thick of things. She knows how to do pretty much all of the things. And these two ladies are they keep the whole Yarnable train chugging along. So Jess, do you want to start by introducing yourself a little bit?
So I'm Jess, and I am the right hand to Cheryl. So it's your left, but that's okay. We're good. And so I do the dyeing with Cheryl and mixing yarn. I mix yarn. It's what I do. I have a big vat. No, I mix the dye and I build goodie bags.
We call you the yarn witch.
Yes. Oh, my little cauldron.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So I build the goodie bags. I put all the little scratch off stickers on your inserts.
Which is so funny because I've been asked how do you get those done? Who prints those for you? And I'm oh, that's funny. I'm no, we have Jess. And Jess sits there and literally stickers every single insert. So, when we say we're a handmade business, really pretty much all the things, right?
Yes.
It's literally these couple of hands.
Yes.
That are doing it.
Yes. So you can blame me if there's something missing from your goodie bags. It's my fault.
Right.
I try my best.
Right. When you email in, it's Jess that gets in trouble.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah. I get yelled at, put in the corner, timeout time. Yes. Not for long though, because we're busy.
Right.
30 seconds.
Yes.
If you're missing something from your hypnotic yarn order, that's probably my fault. That's when Kim tells me to get away from things.
Yes.
Anyway.
So I do all of that, and I twist, and I kind of fill in the gaps where needed.
Yes.
So if washing needs to happen and I'm here, I'll step in and do that. I'll do twisting. I'll do labeling and bagging, all the things.
Yeah. What about you, Kim? Who are you?
So I'm Kim, and yes, Elizabeth, this is a ranunculus. I have 3, I think, and probably plans to do more. So
Kim has so many amazing knits. We were just talking before we hit the live button, because obviously Jess and I are in t-shirts and Kim's in hand knits, and we're like, yes, that's perfect, because she has so many.
That's what I do.
It's like, it's like us in a nutshell.
She's a finisher. She finishes things.
Yes.
So I was hired last year as a studio assistant to mainly do yarn washing and just getting involved with the yarn. Like, I just love yarn. Obsessed. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. So that's what I started doing. And then last fall, I helped with packing and twisting and yarn washing and all that. And last fall, I kind of took on organizing the inventory and getting that all kind of squared away.
Which was so good.
So we got a lot of yarn that had been sitting around collecting dust on the shelves and out into the world. If you go on the website, there's a Kim's Kits section. I put together sock sets, little goodie sets, past Yarnable goodies, put them all together. So that's kind of where I work at this point.
Yes.
Is doing order filling, still washing yarn. But if you get an order in the mail and it says, thanks for your order, it's in the note is, love Kim, that's from me.
Yes.
And I love just sending all that happy yarny goodness out into the world.
And whenever Kim's not around for whatever reason, it's her day off, whatever, and I start packing orders, occasionally I don't do such a good job as Kim does. And that's when things go a little crazy. And she's like, Cheryl, why don't you just wait for me to get back? And I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like I need to do it. So Kim is definitely our organization guru. And she kind of is very detail oriented.
Yeah.
Where, I try to be, but sometimes I fail. So
that's okay.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
right. That's why we need a team.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So let's dive into the September colorway.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody should have gotten their box by now, but if you haven't and you just really don't want to see anything, then look away, probably turn this off, because
we're going to talk
colors a lot. So yeah, if you don't want to, it's last warning, final warning. Okay. September's colorway.
Ooh, so pretty.
Ooh. It was called Mossy Hollow, and it is this sort of deep green with kind of a yellowish undertone, would you say? In spots. Super pretty. It's more of a yellow undertone than a blue undertone, I think.
Yes.
And as simple and tonal as it may appear, do not let that fool you. Because my goodness, did we have shenanigans.
Oh, the great September debacle.
Yes. Yeah. So we have a few months here that we just go down in the books as oh my God. So what is it? July of 20?
Oh Lord. Yes.
July of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
July of 2022. We're like, oh no, please don't let this be a July, which was also a tonal.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently that's not our strong suit.
That was the camp.
The red.
Red. Yeah.
It was
That was before.
That was the picnic one.
Yeah, the picnic basket.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Red in general is a very difficult color to work with. The dyes are difficult. It was just a mess. But we got through it. And we got through September as well.
Yes, we did.
Because, yeah. And honestly, the debacle was all my fault, as most things are here at Yarnable. I'm just a maniac, and I leave others to pick up the pieces. But I feel like this mix-up really worked out for the best.
It did.
However, it left us in quite a bit of a scramble, and we'll get into it. So I don't know, who wants to start? Who wants to kind of?
I can start.
Okay.
If you like. So Cheryl developed the recipe, and we're having Kim working into learning to dye and dyeing with us and all of that while Cheryl gets some office stuff done.
Yes.
And so Cheryl had released us into the world with the recipe, and she was like, all right, let's do this. And I'm like, cool, I got it. So I start mixing the dye, and I'm like, oh, geez,
we mix the dye in very big batches.
Yes.
So a couple gallons at a time, because we're dyeing a lot of yarn. So when we mix dye, right, it's not just a little bit of dye. It's a lot of dye.
Yes. And so I was scooping with our half tablespoon. And I was like, this seems like an awful lot of dye. And I looked at Kim and I was like, this is a lot. And she was like, all right.
I don't know. I'm
And
just learning, so I have no idea.
She's like, don't look at me.
Normally in the past, I've been like, Shirley, you sure it's...
Because they know that I say and do things sometimes. I think what it is I have a lot of things I'm doing.
Yes.
I don't mean to sound like I just don't know how to like win at life. Like I do know how to win at life. But sometimes there's a lot going on. And so I think I'm correct about things, or I think I'm doing the right things, but I'm not.
Yeah. So in the past, I've said, Shirley, you sure that this is what this is? And she's like, that's what I said. And I'm like, all right, cool. And everything's been great. So this time I was like, I'm not going to question it. She said, this is what it is. I know she's going to say, that's what I said. And I'm going to go, cool. So,
right. It's what we wrote down on the recipe. Then it must be
what it is. And I'm like, all right, we can do this. So I'm scooping and scooping and scooping. And we have a big container of dye. And I'm mixing and I'm like,
it's like a pound. It's like a pound. And I had 2 of them, I think, or 1.5.
Yes.
Like, we had quite a bit, we had the amount we normally have for a yarnable colorway.
Yes. Yes. And so I'm scooping and scooping and scooping and scooping, and I'm mixing into our big jug. And I'm like, wow, we're through this whole pound already. And Day one. We were through the first pound and into the second. And I was like, so after lunch, I very casually, I think it was probably more passive aggressively, was like, so it seems awful strange that I'm mixing like 18 half teaspoons for this in one thing. And Cheryl's like, wait, what? No, we had dyed probably over 100 skeins.
It was like 90 something skeins
at that point.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And she's like, no, that's not right. And I'm like, oh no. So then I'm like beating myself up because I'm like, I should have questioned it. I knew I should have questioned it. This was a lot of dye.
Turns out what I call a tablespoon is really a half tablespoon. So so I had said we put this many tablespoons, and which is what Jess had wrote down for the recipe and what they had dyed. So it was totally my fault. I was the one that said this is the amount of dye we need to use. I just had the measurement actually wrong. So it was doubled. It was 100% doubled. And this is a dye that is very light normally.
Yeah.
We don't usually have like this many issues with our colorways, but like in retrospect, it probably wasn't. It was the color we wanted, which is why we chose this particular dye.
Yeah.
It was the color we were going for.
Yes.
Just we wanted it at a very dark, like depth of shade.
Yes.
So we were like, we're just going to do it.
Yep.
You know, a very strong color.
Bold.
Yeah. And so we did it twice as bold.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
However, let me back up. So then we dyed it again, right? With the correct amount from the recipe.
Yeah.
And then they dried, right? And we looked at them. I think it was you and I, Kim, were in the back.
Yes, I was. Yeah.
Yeah. We were in the drying room, Kim and I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh God, I think I like the darker one better. There's so much dye. I'm like, what do we do? I mean, if I like something better, that's what I want to send to you guys, right?
Yes.
Like, I don't want to send the one that I don't like better just because it takes less dye.
Right.
So we didn't have any dye left.
No.
We were out of dye at this point.
Yep.
And so we go on the company's website who I get the dye from, and they didn't have, the dye wasn't available in, we did some math and we figured out how much dye we were going to need, and it was like 15 pounds of dye,
which is like, it's
mind
blowing.
Normally we use like a pound, maybe a little more,
right?
For usually like our colors have more than one color in them, so we might have a few different colors, but even still, all in, we're talking a couple of pounds. we're like, no, we're going to need about 15 more pounds of dye.
Right.
So I call them and they're like, yeah, we don't have 15 pounds of that color just sitting around.
I feel like I should have grabbed the bucket.
I know. So they're like, well, we have a bit. We can send you what we have, and then we can mix the rest for you, and then send that as soon as we can. But it's going to be like another week. So like what they had like 4 pounds or something, which was like another 2 days worth of dyeing. And then we were again dead in the water because we had no more dye, and we had to wait for them to mix it and then send it from California. And needless to say, it put us in a bit of a lurch.
Yeah.
As far as like getting everything accomplished last month.
Oh my word. And then when the rest of it arrived in a 5-gallon bucket, like this massive bucket. And I'm like, I'm trying to like scoop in this massive bucket with my little half tablespoon.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
2, 3. Oh my God. It was ridiculous. And it set us back. And so it was just like a nightmare. So like Kim was twisting her little heart out. We were dyeing yarn like bananas, like a ton of yarn, which means there's a ton of yarn to wash the next day. Yep. So poor Kim was up to her eyeballs in like wet yarn and then twisting yarn.
Yep.
I was bringing yarn home.
Yep.
Jess had yarn home.
Yep.
Oh my God.
It was crazy.
But it got done.
It did. And like Bob Ross says, it was a happy accident.
Yes. It was.
Yeah. It was a happy accident.
Yeah. It was what was supposed to, this was what was supposed to be.
Right.
This is what we were supposed to put
out.
So it all worked out. It was fine. But it's just funny because I think sometimes we send out, we just send out packages and you get them and that's the end, right?
Right.
But like on our side, it's completely bananas.
Right. Right. It's a fiasco sometimes.
Yeah,
a little bit.
And usually not so bad.
No.
Like a lot of times we're running ahead, but there were some things and we weren't running ahead. And this did not help, which of course now this month it pushes into the following.
Yeah.
But we're fine. It's fine. Everything is fine.
Everything's fine.
As we like to say.
Oh gosh, so funny.
So that was the color. And then our coordinating color, if you are a deluxe member, actually, this is what you got
so pretty
together. Which
I love the earthy.
So is that this not like the most fall?
It's amazing.
Like I just love this color gives me life.
Yeah.
Like
it's amazing.
Yeah. I'm all about more like the fall colors, right? And I think both of you guys are like more pink purple, would you say?
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. So
this color.
Yeah. So whenever I need to dye those, I'm like, okay, you guys, how does this look? What goes with this? Because that's more my blind spot is like those pink purple colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But these,
so pretty.
They give me life. So if you don't know, our deluxe members get this 50-gram add-on and it comes with both fingering weight or DK. So if you're a deluxe member on either version or yarn weight, you can get this by upgrading to the deluxe. So that's how we do that.
Awesome. Anytime, right?
Right.
People who are already subscribed can change that.
Anytime. Absolutely.
Awesome.
All right. Before we move on, I'm just going to look at some of the comments.
All right.
So let's see. Barbara says, I love getting a tonal every so often. Yay. That's kind of what we think too.
Yeah.
We try to throw them in there, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Let's see. Aw. Mia says, thank you for all your hard work.
Oh.
Mia made the most beautiful tank top, you guys. If you're not in the Hypnotic Yarn Facebook group.
How did I miss it? Or did I see it?
I think she posted it in the group.
From it.
You have to interact. If you don't interact a lot, then Facebook doesn't show you stuff.
Yes.
But she made the most beautiful top with August color, like a summer tank tee thing. Oh my God. It was gorgeous. Gorgeous. So
pretty. I'll have to go check it out. I'm like, I feel like I might have, I don't know. I might have seen it.
Yeah. One of my good friends just had a baby and I cast on a flax light like little newborn size sweater.
That's
for
fun.
him. So I can't wait to see how it comes out. I'll definitely post it.
Baby stuff is like so fun because it's so fast.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Right.
It's teeny tiny.
Right. Let's see. let's see. Nick says, I already finished a lovely pair of socks with this beautiful colorway.
Yay.
Oh, and she added a leaf motif to them. That is perfect.
If you're in the Hypnotic Yarn group, please share.
Yeah.
I would love
sure.
to see those.
Share, tag us.
Yes,
make sure we
please.
see it. Yeah. Elizabeth, her label says August. Yes, it does, girlfriend. Yes, it does.
We just wanted to make sure you were paying attention.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Surprise.
Again, the September debacle.
Yeah. September was like the never ending month of like
Yeah.
insanity.
Mhm.
Yeah. I've had the labels printed and I forgot to change the month. So they do all say August.
Sorry.
My bad.
October's
Yeah,
yeah,
again.
October,
Yet
so
again,
we're good.
Yes.
Yeah.
We did double check.
It is
yes.
fixed.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. She'll love the color. Thank you, Linda. Oh, you are so
Special care
welcome.
and heart.
Yes,
Aw.
you are so welcome.
Yay.
Let's see. What else?
You could. What does Wildflower Creation say?
I don't know. I can't seem to make this work. Where I don't
Oh.
see
Right
the message.
here. Oh, I was surprised because it wasn't what I'm used to, but it is such a beautiful color to combine for autumn. It even goes with last year's.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
Yay.
And we thought it went really well with August, like this
Yeah.
color and August color together.
Yes.
And because we don't do so
I
many,
know. I
of
just was
these-
about to do the
Right,
same
Right,
thing.
yeah, grab one. Because we don't do so many fall colors, I thought it would be nice to have colors that would work together in a multi-skein project.
So
But
we could
like-
do like
Like they all
Yeah. So pretty.
coordinate
So
so
pretty.
well.
yeah.
Like,
Like,
I
you
can't.
know, this and these that goes together.
Yeah, or
So-
that goes
like,
together.
That goes together. Like
So pretty.
you can really mix and match these really well.
I have not added that to my granny
Yes.
square blanket yet, so I have not been able to see how amazing they are together.
Right?
Oh, that makes me super
Let's
excited.
see.
I've been busy.
Someone, I can't find the comment, but someone mentioned my shirt and said that they need to get one of these. Well, you are in luck, whoever you were. I apologize. I can't seem to find the comment, but these are in my shop. These are in the Hypnotic Yarn shop. We have t-shirts now in there
Oh, right there.
and we have it on a mug.
Trinetta. Down one.
Oh,
Down.
yeah.
Yep, right there.
Yeah, I need that shirt, right? I run on caffeine, yarn, and inappropriate thoughts. Yes, I do. I have it on a mug. I have it on the t-shirt.
we
um,
also have these mugs.
Yes. We
Yes.
have, and we have those on t-shirts as well, the knitting AF in a couple different
Yeah.
colors. Some people have messaged me and didn't know what AF means.
Oh.
And it is
Fresh.
fresh. It's a sweary word, and it's like knitting as and then like the F bomb. So that's what AF means. If you see that anywhere in the world, like something AF,
That's
it
what
just means like hardcore, like you're a hardcore knitter.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
so we have those in the shop as well
Yes.
on hypnoticyarn.com if you are looking for them.
Yes.
And they're very soft. They're the Bella Canvas t-shirts.
Jane asked about.
Oh, I'm waiting to sign up. Is Yarnable still open?
Yes, it is, my friend. We are open. We are almost getting ready to close. We only have a very small number of spots available at this point. So we may be open for the rest of today, maybe tomorrow. It sort of depends. But most of the spots are gone. So yes, we are open. If you want to subscribe, do it now so you don't miss it.
Mm.
And I will say that if you do miss it, Jane, we have lots of leftover Yarnable boxes
Yeah.
from previous months. So if you want to like check it out and see, definitely check out the website for
The
extra
Hypnotic
Yarnable.
Yarn
Yeah,
website.
Hypnotic Yarn website.
Yeah.
Check it out for extra sets. You can get deluxe sets. I think our 2022 sets are still on sale.
Yeah.
So, you can check it out and see if there's anything that strikes your fancy.
Yes, or even if you join but you want one of the past boxes that you
Mhm.
didn't get, we do put all of the past stuff in the shop about a month after it
Yeah.
releases. except for recently because it's been pretty crazy here.
Yeah.
So, if you don't see something go up right away, it's because we've been bananas.
Yes.
And it's literally just a couple. It's like, it's just us.
Right. Yes. We're a very small team.
And so
there's no HR department. There's no finance
Where's
department.
the HR department? Right here.
What you see is what you get.
yeah, like that's it. So, usually it's like the washing, the drying, the twisting, the dyeing,
Everything.
all that comes first. And then we try to get all the other things done as time allows. So, when there's a shop update, it means we're doing good.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are rocking.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome.
And Judy says she loves your sweater
Thank
too,
you, Judy.
Kim. Okay.
Barbara asked a quick question.
Let's see. I want to use August and September together. Any suggestions for simple patterns? 2 skein patterns.
A shawl?
You could do a shawl. You could do a smaller sized rocket tee by Tanis LaValle. That would be really cool because it's a striped sweater.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any 2 skein shawl projects.
There's a 2 skein shawl
What
that I
about cowls?
love.
Are there some cowls?
You could do a cowl. I just test knit for Professor Pearl Nicole. I think for her project, it was a mohair and a fingering weight skein, but you could do 2 fingering weight skeins. Doesn't have to have mohair. It's called Wool Gathering. That was a super fun, easy, very rhythmic shawl project that was just a lot of like mindless knitting with some really pretty lace in it. But, that's what comes to mind right now. But, definitely check out Rocket Tee. Check out some 2-color shawls you can filter out in Ravelry.
True.
For 2 skein projects.
Awesome.
Yeah. And if we can think of it if I can think of it later and have a moment, I'll see if I can maybe put a couple links in the Facebook group of a few that we think might work well.
Or even like down below in the description for the video.
Yeah. True. Because also like, I feel like the advantage is because it's a tonal and a kind of variegated speckled, a lot of projects would work well with these 2 together.
Yep.
I feel like you have a lot of options there. So we'll take a look and see if we can find some good ones to recommend.
Hit that one. Yeah.
Love you guys. Aw, we love you too.
Sweet.
Thank
I
you
love
for
that you're
that.
knitting lots of socks.
Yes, I know. Are you guys who has transitioned from summer sock camp to Kay's what does she call it? The fall make along or
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think she's just kind of like, it's more of like a let's keep it going sort of thing, but using like your fall and Halloween and all of those yarns. So
fun.
if you're not doing that, check it out if you're making Kim and I almost held hands going for the computer. Yes. Oh no. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go.
No. Well, sometimes we have some.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't.
Yeah. The answer is sometimes we have them. Sometimes don't. If Cheryl sends out an email that there's a shop update coming, your best bet is just to check the shop update as soon as it goes live because those tend to sell out really fast.
Yeah.
So yes, sometimes you can, and sometimes we just don't have any leftovers. So
we do have 50 gram skeins in the shop that aren't the Yarnable colors that Jess does.
Yep.
She is now doing those tonals on full skeins and on 50 gram skeins. So there very well may be something that coordinates very well that isn't the exact same Yarnable color, but if you are looking for like a 50 gram coordinating, definitely check out because they're in stock. Like we have quite a fully stocked tonal selection at the moment.
Yes.
So yes.
So can I share a little story, Trinette? Do you guys?
Yeah,
mind?
no, do it.
She introduced me to
Yeah.
I found Kay several years ago, and she, I love knitting socks. She always talked about these Yarnable boxes, and I was like, "That's really cool, but I don't want to spend the money on that. Like, I buy all this other yarn, blah blah blah." And so last year, I had signed up to be on the wait list for Yarnable, and I was like, okay.
We wore her down.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna sign up for Yarnable. And I got my first box, and it was the flamingo box. And I love flamingos. Like, it spoke to my soul. Like, the yarn was so pretty. Like, I just loved it. And I was like,
I love that.
and I got my box and I was like, oh, this company's in New Hampshire. I'm like, I didn't know this company's in New Hampshire. Now, Kay was living in Arizona at the time. So that was like, I was like, she's using this yarn from this company that's like right down the road from me.
That's so funny.
And then the next month, you guys had announced on your Instagram page that you were looking for a studio assistant.
Yeah.
And so it was just kind of this full circle moment where I was like, well, I found through Kay.
Yeah.
And then I found it was
nowhere near us.
Right.
And then I found this job and it has brought me like so much joy to work here. And I love like being part of the team. You know, I was in a spot where like my kids were kind of all in school full time and I needed something that was like mother's hours and really flexible. And it's just been like the perfect fit. So yes, shout out Trinette to Kay because here I am.
Yay!
Fantastic.
Thank you, Kay.
Yes, I know. Kay has brought a lot of us together.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. I mean, Kay has a big audience, so she knows a lot of people, right?
Yes.
And I'm ever so grateful to her, and she's just such a wonderful lady. I mean, she's the sweetest, isn't she? Is she not? Like,
right.
Yeah. So we're having a little like Kay moment.
A little Kay moment. She is very, very sweet.
She really is. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Jenny says she's knitting Halloween socks.
Awesome.
That's fun.
It's the crazy spooky
Mal.
The crazy spooky Mal. That sounds fun.
Thank you, Barbara.
That's way better than what I called it. Oh my God, that's funny.
Oh gosh. Mia's comment on the bottom.
Let's see. So nice to see you guys. Hello
hi,
from
Adele.
California. Well, you're up
Adele.
early.
Yes.
My goodness. That's amazing. Hello. And Mia said, aw, her Yarnable box is the sunshine of each month. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
My box
during
of sunshine.
COVID.
Yes.
I know a lot of people joined during COVID, and I was so grateful that we could have the opportunity to send out like a little bit of happy mail because that was a rough period for so many of us.
And we were definitely happy to get it out the door. We worked. That was one of those, like, Cheryl would do stuff and leave it in the driveway. I would come pick it up and get it all figured out and twisted and whatever's, and then send it back to Cheryl. And then Cheryl would box it.
That was
like
insane.
We made it work.
That was while I was still dying out of my house.
Yes. Yep.
So that was crazy.
Because we were like, no, this needs to happen.
Right.
Like, we need the sanity of yarn.
Yeah. It was so crazy how that all worked out.
Oh gosh, so funny.
All right. So I think we just went totally.
I know we went off the rails a little,
which was fun, but we're gonna bring it back.
We got to bring it back.
So before we do that, Carolyn, just to answer your question, Kay is Kay Litton. She is also known as the Crazy Sock Lady. She has a fabulous YouTube channel. So we're referring to her because she's one of our affiliates, and she unboxes a Yarnable box every single month. So if you want to check out all amazing things, sock and sock yarn, go check out her YouTube channel. She's just fabulous.
Yes. And she has a lot of sock patterns too. She has a lot of tutorials. Did you say that? She has a ton of tutorials.
I didn't, but she does. And her patterns are so much fun to make.
I almost exclusively use her sock patterns because they're like right up my alley. They're just very like simple repeats. They're not too complicated. Like my brain, when I'm knitting, it just needs to be relaxed. It doesn't need to be like figuring things out. So
Okay, so in the Yarnable box every month, you guys get these little zipper pouches, and they have an insert that will describe the yarn. It has a fun little quote, some information about
my sticker.
And there's Jess's sticker. Every single one, like 1,300 a month. She's like sticking on the little insert boxes. But it also describes all of the goodies that are in the box.
Oh, can I just say something about the insert really quick? When I'm stickering these every single month, I'm not going to lie. Every month I read the Did You Know?
Oh, you're so
every
cute.
single month. I'm like, what's the Did You Know this month? Because Cheryl, I don't know. She just sends them out. They come in. She doesn't let us know. And so I read the Did You Know every single month. And I'm always like, I didn't know that.
Right. I'm just a wealth of knowledge.
Yes. It's like fun little, the things that you just don't think you need to know. And then you find out and you're like, I needed to know that.
Right.
And when my 8-year-old comes in to work with me every once in a while, she loves to take the extras because we have a lot of extras and she loves to like just scratch the stickers off.
Oh my goodness.
And then she likes to
funny.
learn about the did you know. So she always reads the did you know. And she comes and she's like, Mama, did you know this?
That
like,
is,
I didn't, but I do now.
I can see her actually reading those and being very like
interested.
Yeah, that's cute.
Okay, so
me and an 8-year-old.
I know,
right? Entertaining 8-year-old. So the first goodie that was in our box for September were these page flags, and they are by Girl of All Work. I think it's like a women-owned company.
Yeah,
I think so.
Which is really cool because women-owned company. We love women-owned companies.
Yes.
So they're just little page flags. You can use them in reading. There were 3 different sets. So if you got a set and it doesn't look like this, that's why.
There were several different sets.
Several different.
I like
sets.
to put them like in charts, like to mark like where I'm at instead of like a big thing.
Yes. Yeah.
I like to put that little strip that I can move it. That's what I like.
Well, and if you're anything like me and you have like, I don't know, 50 million whips going on at once, I mark what row I'm on.
Yeah. So you remember.
So I can remember when I go back 5 months from now, 5 years from now.
Like where you left off.
Yeah. So the second goodie was this little woodland themed sticky notes, just one more row with an adorable little fox. Yeah. And he's so cute. And who doesn't need sticky notes? Well,
and I have to say, I am the biggest sucker for like sticky notes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, but something about them, like I'm like, I need to have these.
Right.
Look at how cute they are. I can stick them everywhere. It's
and those
ridiculous.
are just designed by me. If you see your insert and it says like from Yarnable, generally that means that like I made it and then had it printed or created or manufactured somewhere.
Yep.
So
and the last was this little magnetic bookmark.
There was another debacle.
It says it's not hoarding if it's yarn, which yes, like look behind us, right? Like it's not hoarding, it's just yarn. So you can never have too much.
Right.
So I'm gonna like let Cheryl and Jess talk about the bookmarks because I was not part of that debacle. Shenanigans.
Guys, these bookmarks. I had wanted to have a magnetic bookmark in Yarnable for a long time. This noise it makes when you. This is so satisfying.
It really
satisfying.
Is. I could just
trust me
forever.
Trust me, I know it is.
I've wanted to do this for a long time, but I could not find any that we could get in the box for various reasons. It just was not working out for like a year. So I was like, I am going to make them. So we designed these. We had them printed. All was well. I thought that was the hard part, but no.
I'm sorry. I'm like cackling because I know where we're going with this.
Like, so we had so much trouble with the finding magnets that we could use that actually would hold one sheet of paper. So I bought
that weren't also violent.
You're right. Right. Well, yeah. I mean, first we started off with the regular magnets that we just thought were going to be normal, and they're not. They're like you would put one sheet of paper and it would just slide out. And so I tried a different brand and it would just fall out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like hemorrhaging money on magnets here. Like this is insane. So then we were like, okay, let's try this other magnet that we had from the August Yarnable, which was the needle minder. It had a magnet on the back and it was a strong magnet.
Yes.
And so we took 2 of those and we put it on here and I feel like I almost lost my finger.
Yeah. Like, there were so many times I hear, and I hear the smack of the magnets come together.
I'm not good with like, I can't open those like crescent rolls containers like that, like they pop open on you. I don't like
so bad.
I have a very low threshold for like excitement.
It's so true.
Like, you know that meme when it's like, when I say party, I mean like sitting on my couch with yarn. Like literally that is true. And so I was like so fearful of these magnets and I'm trying to like just pick them up and put them away. And those things are like coming together from like
across the room.
Yeah,
they're like
it was like terrifying. And so Jess's daughter, who also works for us, she's a high schooler. Yeah. she was not afraid of the magnets. So she was like doing all the things for me. And I was like, thank you, Brandy. I'm so terrified of these big magnets. So I'm like, well, that's not going to work. So then we tried like one of the big magnets and one of the not strong magnets. And we're like, that's fine, but it looks stupid. Like one big magnet and
one little magnet.
And one's black, one's silver. Like it just looked like arts and crafts time at like, it was ridiculous. You guys.
Well, arts and crafts is the nature of our business, though.
It really is, but not like
it is. But not like I don't want to send my arts and crafts.
I kid.
Nobody wants to pay me for my arts and crafts, like my popsicle sticks and glue, which is what I felt like this looked like. So then I'm in this business mastermind, and I'm on there and I'm talking to the mastermind ladies, and I'm like, how am I not smart enough to figure out magnets? Like it's magnets. Like I have this business, but yet I can't do magnets. So or balloons, but that's another story. I mean, I could figure out how to buy the balloons though. I couldn't even figure out how to buy magnets.
I know.
Like so anyway, we finally found these really strong magnets, but they're teeny tiny baby magnets, and they're not going to hurt you.
No.
So that's good.
Yes.
And they will hold several pages together.
And
I'll show you my notes, but I'll show you.
I'll let Cheryl continue because I'm sure there's more to tell about
what?
The magnet.
What?
And,
what am I forgetting?
So the glue dots.
Oh, you can tell the glue dots.
Oh gosh. So
because we had to adhere them somehow.
Yeah. So
when I say we, I mean Jess.
By we, she means me. So last month, like amongst all of the other things, running out of dye, having to reorder it, waiting for it to arrive, the whole like, mess up of the color, going back to the old color, going back to the mess up color, all of these things.
Yeah.
Now I have to adhere two magnets onto all of these bookmarks.
Yes. And they only had one box of the glue dots. So literally I could only buy one box, which was not enough.
Not enough.
Not by far.
By far not enough.
So then I had to find another source for glue, and not just the glue dots, because most of them are the non-permanent kind that you would use in crafts that you want to be able to remove. Well, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
I don't want your magnets just falling off, and because if you go like this and then you open it and it was not permanent, the magnets would stay together and it would pull off the paper.
Right.
Seriously, could not win the day at magnets.
They were just the same size as the magnets.
Yeah.
So trying to fit these teeny tiny little magnets onto this teeny tiny little glue spot and then peel it off. And then the original ones we started with had the little peel off sticker.
It had backing.
It had backing. So I'm sitting there trying to pick off a backing and do this as quickly as I can, but also have them like uniform and look pretty and not look like a 5-year-old did it. Oh my gosh. It was, my hair was good. They were caught in my hair. They were all over the house. It was the most ridiculous thing I have ever experienced. My husband was like, what is happening?
I pictured you like cutting glue dots.
Oh my gosh. It was just like me rolling it out. And I'm like, why is this happening? Why is glue smarter than me?
You guys, glue dots and these magnetic bookmarks almost like took down the Setember Yarnable. Right, almost the business almost closed.
Oh my gosh.
Not really, but
so crazy.
It was crazy. It was like, how is this even a thing? It was just such a month.
Oh gosh, it was really such a month. But it was so fun. Like we can look back on it and be like, oh my gosh, it was so crazy and it was so funny.
Right.
And all of the things.
And it's funny for me because I know like, and this is just, it is what it is. But like when, you get this and you think like, oh, cute. I'm at, a bookmark. Toss it on your know
that I had glue dots in my hair.
I'm like, my soul. It's like, this was so hard.
Oh gosh.
So Monique, yes, that's September's box.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And Brandy, that's amazing.
Good giggle out of.
I open my bookmark. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and someone else said something hilarious here. Where is it? Yes, me.
Yeah,
Funniest
new fear unlocked. I love it.
Exactly. What you want another fear? We'll tell you
gosh.
real quick. The balloons. So,
did you put that video up yet of us building it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So we have the balloon arch of magical yarniness behind us. And that was, I think Jess and I were talking about like, what can we do when we open Yarnable up the next time? Like, we want to do something fun. We want it to be fun.
Amazing.
Yeah. And so we're like, oh, let's see. We could do this. We could do this. And somehow, I think you mentioned you had a friend that had done a balloon arch for something, and they were really fun. And I thought, oh, yeah, balloon arch. Let's do it. And so I got like this bug in my head about we're doing a balloon arch. We're doing a balloon arch. We planned this since June, end of May, early June was when we picked the date for the launch.
Yes.
When we were at the conference.
Yes.
And so we're like, yep, balloon arch, 100%.
Yep.
The balloon arch was fine. It was actually really great.
Yep.
It only took, Jess and I built it together in an afternoon.
Yep.
I mean, my fingers were a little sore from tying all those knots. We had a little tool. We took a video. We have video, which we will be posting. It's like a high speed, but I got this pump. And the pump it's an electric balloon pump. And you it has two nozzles things. And I thought, perfect. We'll both be blowing up balloons and we're going to be insane.
On fire.
Yeah, on fire blowing up these balloons.
We're going to crush it.
Yeah. Well, so the way apparently it works is that one nozzle controls both airflows. And you put the balloon on and you push it down, and that turns it on. It starts blowing it up, and then you have to stop pushing it down, right, to stop filling it.
Yep.
Well, apparently I am also terrified of balloons popping, because it'll be hard to see in the time-lapse video because it goes so quickly, but you'll see at the very beginning, I'm like just jumping away and screaming, and I can't handle it because Jess had the control side and I had no control over how much air was going to go into these balloons, and they just start filling up, and I'm like, it's going to explode in my face. And like, so what, right? Like, if it did, it's a balloon. I couldn't handle it.
Oh my God.
I had to like sit back from the whole process, and I just tied them. Just pumped them up and I tied them.
And I think that even up until the end, there was still moments where she was going,
yeah, like I was like powering away from the balloons. And even now I'm like, was trying to do something over there and a balloon popped, and like just the screaming, like I can't.
And I had nothing to do with this. Nothing.
Oh God.
I was just dying yarn.
So. Oh God. It was so.
But I heard lots of giggles coming from over here.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
It was absolutely.
I was like, I got the balloon inflation. It's fine. We got this.
Yes. And we did have a new person start with us very recently, a couple of weeks ago. Her name is Lori. I'm sure at some point you guys will meet her, but she came in the midst of this whole, she started while everything is in disarray, while we're building a balloon arch. Like, it was just crazy.
This is not how it normally is. No.
And she came back. So I was like, okay, people keep coming back. So at least we must be fun.
Right.
Yes.
We try.
We try.
If anything, you can laugh at us, right?
Right. I mean, we made Kim go live today.
We did. We were
I've never been live before.
And you're doing amazing.
Yes. So I think, let's see, is there anything else that we want to talk about before I think that's pretty much it before we keep everybody hostage with us. Does anyone have any questions for us that we didn't see that you would like to ask while we are all here?
Yes.
Let's see. Did we already read this?
Yes.
We did. Okay. Is there any other messages? Love these page flags. I'm actually using mine to isolate lines on the mosaic chart I'm working from. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like that's exactly why I included them, because they're so handy for that. And these packs, there's like 1 million of them. Mm-hmm. There's a lot. So I felt like it was like a lot of bang for your buck with those. Like, you'll have these for probably like years.
It was the goodies in this month were very pattern central.
Yeah.
It was very all the things that you would need to be able to navigate through your patterns.
Yeah.
Is how I interpreted it. And I thought it was quite wonderful. I don't think that we've ever done anything that was very pattern
like paper
central.
Sort of focus.
Yes.
I think what we try to do as much as we can when we're creating the boxes is we have sort of like two themes going on. We have the theme of like color and seasonality and like what's going on in our lives at the moment, like for fall or whatever. So this is woodland themed in those colors, but then we kind of have the extras that we try to have go together as well, as far as like what their uses are, how you might, what you might do with them. So we sort of try to do like color, theme as far as seasonality, and then theme as far as all of the extras too. So we like really try to, I don't know, just make it a very cohesive and fun experience for everybody when they open their box.
And we also try to twist in there a little bit of self-care.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, I think there is no.
Is there extra?
Is there extra Mossy Hollow? I'm obsessed. Yes, it will be heading into the shop in October.
Soon.
Yes. Along with
a lot of other things.
Yeah.
and I'm putting together like DK sock sets.
Yes. We have Halloween yarn that we're just kind of late getting to, but we do have some.
We'll have some Halloween sock sets going in the shop. So definitely keep your eyes out in the next week or so for a shop update, because there's going to be a pretty big one coming down the
as soon as we get everything shipped or packed and shipped, the update will be going live like as soon as that happens.
But I would say for the Yarnable leftovers, make sure you're getting on like as soon as the shop update goes live, because those tend to sell out pretty fast.
Yes, as do our imperfect skeins. If you guys didn't know, we also have there's just because we're dyeing so much yarn, there's a small percentage that we get that just isn't up to par as far as us just sending it out at full price. And usually the mistakes are pretty small, right?
They're minimal.
Yeah. It's like sometimes there might be like a broken thread. Sometimes it's like a small frayed area.
Yeah, a ply is pulled out.
Right.
Like the yarn is completely usable.
Yes.
And it's really up to your comfort level whether you want to cut that piece out and then like have an extra set of ends to weave in. I mean, we're talking like usually a piece this long, or I don't know, like when it's me, like sometimes it's just like there's like a big fuzz, like, or like a little tiny, like almost like a felted thread.
Yeah.
But it's like a little small thing. I'll just knit over it.
Yeah.
So we sell those at a very steep discount. We sell those for $18 now. Normal yarn is $30. So those also go into the shop when we do the updates. They go very fast.
Yes.
There is a whole section, our perfectly imperfect shop section. That you can get right from the homepage. So if that's something that you're interested in, maybe check that first.
Yes.
But also remember that you can be like cart jacked. So if you leave it in your cart and then are just poking around, it might be a good idea to like, I don't know, kind of know what you want going in so that you can go through it like quickly.
Yes. And just know that we will never put anything in the perfectly imperfect that is just beyond. So if there is multiple breaks, if it's just
like if an entire section is felted
like or it won't be put in there. It's usually very minor, but things that we don't feel comfortable with sending out as a perfect skein.
Right, exactly.
So
and we do try to, we quality check. We're touching this yarn many, many times, right? Like throughout the whole process. Right. So, and it's multiple people who are touching it and looking at it and checking it. So we really try to make sure that everything we send out is a really good quality skein every single time. So, if you ever find you got something that isn't, please do let us know, but we try really hard to make sure that it
and
is.
Sometimes, like I said, it's just us. So sometimes things get a little things can slip through the cracks. So just know that, we try our best.
Yes. We got like 6, well now 8 pairs of eyes. Yes. Soon to be 10. So, and Jane said she just signed up and can't wait to get her first box.
I wish I had one of those confetti pops.
October is going to be amazing.
I would have loved to have done that. Like, I feel like I need to throw something up.
I know. Well,
yay! Just pop one of the confetti balloons.
Oh no, don't do it.
No. Cheryl will. Oh gosh.
She'll scream the crap out of
It'll
me.
Be like Buddy in the movie Elf. Like doing a Jack in the Box.
Yes, and he's like, oh gosh, that's too funny.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But yes, October is going to be amazing.
Yes, it is.
It's a really fun box. Everything in it, I just think
gosh.
Every single extra, the color,
it really
the contrasting color. If you're a deluxe member, is really great.
Yes.
The whole thing, the extra, just everything. It's so good. So very exciting. You're gonna love it.
Yay!
See, even Mia says
Oh,
you will
Mia,
love it.
you're
Thank
the
you,
best.
Mia. Thank you so much.
I love it.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna let you guys go then and get on with the rest of your Wednesday. Is that what today is?
Yes.
Yes, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
It's just they're all just blending together.
It's a day.
It's a day, right? It's a day, and we're alive.
And we are here.
Oh my God. Oh, Monique says she just signed that too.
Should I throw the thing again?
I know.
My little fake confetti popper.
Right.
Like, yay, woo.
You are gonna love the needle toppers.
Mhm.
You're gonna love them.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Yes. And the
They're
goodies.
the best. And
Yeah.
the goodies.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but oh my goodness. I think
Yeah.
everybody is going to flip their lids.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think it's a really
It's
good
gonna rock your world.
Right.
Yes.
I'm honest on
Right.
that one.
Yeah, the next few months are like super fantastic.
They really
Yes,
are,
so
right?
exciting.
Like November's really good, December's really good.
Yeah.
We even have stuff for January coming in that's like super exciting.
Yes.
Like the themes are all planned out, the products are
Yes.
mostly all here. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome
You'll be
next
glad
couple
you
of
signed
months.
up. And if you've already signed up,
Yes.
thank you. You know,
And
how
we
awesome
truly
this
get
is.
this excited
Yes.
about sending them out. This is not an act. This is not us being like
Right.
Like,
we get very excited
we get
in
very
general.
excited.
Frida, we love you. Like
Frida,
you make orders all the time.
yay.
I love writing little notes to you.
Oh my gosh, we adore
thank
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes.
It's so funny. You know, when I was writing the names and stuff on the Yarnable board, there's like so many people who like we just recognize
Yeah.
for seeing them on things like this, seeing the orders come through in the Hypnotic Yarn shop, and like we feel like we know you.
Yes.
Because we get to, we see what you're getting.
Yep.
I don't know. It's amazing. So Frida,
Yes.
you are definitely one of those people, and we
Yes.
appreciate you. So thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
There's
And-
several names when I'm packing Yarnable that I'm like, oh, I know that one. I know that one.
Yes.
Because you all have been with us since inception, pretty much.
Right. So many of
Like
you,
so
yeah.
many people, and I'm always like, I want to write like a little note, but you'd be like, what is happening? Like, why am I
Is
getting
this?
this weird note? Because I'm like, I love you.
Right.
Thank you.
Be my friends.
Right. That is funny. Oh God. Were you
Poor
going to add
Goofy.
anything, Kim? Were you about to say something?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, we'll just end on this note. Denise also hates balloons. I got you, girl.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
And all the new people that have joined,
Thank you.
thank you.
You're
It means
amazing.
so much. And we hope that we can live up to your expectations. So
Where do
we have a question from where do I find dates for the updates? Well, isn't that a great question?
That's a very good question.
Yes.
Good question.
So generally we send out an email when we know when something's going to happen. So if you're on the email list, you will get usually some advance notice that an update is going to happen at a certain time and date. That's generally the only place we announce them. I don't announce them on social media because I feel like we can only put out so much yarn. And so before we announce to social media, we generally let the people kind of in our inner circle know about it. So be on the email list, and whenever we are able to announce something in advance, that is where you will find out about it usually.
Yes. So if you're not an email subscriber, definitely get
Yeah.
on the email.
Yeah.
You get inside, like she said, before the public does.
Yes. And lots of times we don't even announce things to the public.
Yeah, because it goes
You
so
know.
fast with the people who are
Yeah.
subscribed.
Like sometimes we have Yarnable spots available. We only send them out to
Right.
people who are on the email list because there's just not enough to go around. So that's usually what we do.
Yep.
We like to at least say like it's our thank you of like letting us send you emails.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting us in your inbox.
Yes, exactly. We appreciate it. All right. Well, bye, you guys. Thank you again.
Bye.
And I guess we'll talk to you again soon. I'm sure we'll be back at some point.
Yes.